Hi everyone, welcome back to another adventure playthrough, and we're starting a new series this time. It will be Tristam Island by, now I need to get the name right, it's written in Inform 6, and let's just, if I bring up the, let's just bring up the web page. So yeah, Tristam Island, it's downloadable from the itch.io page, which will be in the description. But yeah, it's by Hugo Labrande, and I don't know how long it took to develop, but it seems like a pretty cohesive kind of large adventure. Loads of locations, loads of puzzles. It says that it's not difficult, it's probably standard. So the mould of Infocom, so it's very similar, very reminiscent, probably because it's in Inform 6, very reminiscent of Infocom adventures. Yeah, standard, and it eschews all frustrations commonly associated with 1980s text adventures, which is pretty good, because there was a lot of gripes that, you know, you'd get like mazes and crap like that you don't need. There's no hunger timers, no frustrating mazes, yeah, no blocking situations that force you to restart. That's good as well. That seems a bit, nowadays is a bit like, you know, you don't have to do that. Don't have to do that. Now this game runs on, I haven't counted them, but it must be 30 platforms, 20 platforms. So you've got Windows, but then if you look at that list there, you've got the Commodore PET, the VIC-20, Commodore 64, Mega 65, Amiga, Amstrad CPC, MSX, BBCs, Apples, Windows, MS-DOS, Linux, TI-99 4A, and it actually runs on a calculator and a Nintendo Game Boy, and a Game Boy Advance, and a Nintendo DS, and the Dreamcast. I mean, that's mental, it really is. You know, I'd settle for like the Commodore 64 or the Spectrum or the Amiga. They're the three that I tried, actually, saying that. You know, for the look of it, for the speed of it, and the feel of it, and the one I preferred was the Amiga version. But they're all, as far as I understand, they're all the same game, just the, like the presentation that you'll see is slightly different. But you get better, you get more characters on the Amiga version. You know, I think it might even be 80 column. So that's the only reason why. There's no other reason. It's not that I like one over the other in terms of the game, it's just the presentation. You also get the Z3 files in the download, which means you can run it on any interpreter. Now let me get this right. Yeah, like the Z Machine interpreter, so you can run it on the Spectrum Next, the Raspberry Pi, Palm Pilot, etc. So I don't know if this gets some world record or something, but it sounds like it should. Like, game available in the most platforms. Yeah, so there's a demo you can get as well. So if you don't fancy splashing out the meager money, the $3.99, you can play a demo version, which gives you the first like hour maybe, or less than that playing time. But hopefully we'll kick through in this series, we'll go through, show you the bits. So obviously there's going to be spoilers, and I've never said that in a playing video before, but obviously there's going to be spoilers. Do I need to say that? I don't know, but there will be. So okay, so like I said, the platform I've decided on is the Amiga. So let's just what I'll do is get rid of the web page. Right, so that's it loaded into the Amiga, all ready to rock and roll. Ooh. And now actually, that's it. It should start loading now. Right, so let's just get rid of the web page. Right, so that's it loaded into the Amiga, all ready to rock and roll. And now actually, that's it. It should start loading now. 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 It should start load That page that you just saw, the splash screen, was actually, as far as I understand it, a proper painting that was commissioned for this game. So it was done sort of glossified as well, so when the light hit the painting it kind of diffused the light a bit, so it looked like the water for the coastline was actually sparkling, which I thought was quite good. You go on his on the author's Twitter account, you'll see it. Okay, so once you've downloaded it and put it onto your machine, this is what you get. So the story is that you've crashed on an island. It should have been an easy delivery. There was a storm came up, forced you to crash land to emergency land, ditch your plane in the sea, and you landed on this island, which was really lucky because obviously the ocean was like there, and it's, you know, a big ocean. But I'm actually wearing an island t-shirt, so it goes in with the vibe. And it's Lanzarote 89. Yeah, from the actual 1989. Got an island on it, so getting with the vibe. So okay, so you're on a immaculate beach. You lift your eyes up to the island and sigh. It was just supposed to be a trip, like so many you've flown, taking your small airplane to a remote island in the South Atlantic Ocean to deliver medicine and spare parts. You thought you'd be back by sunset, but a storm like you've never seen before whipped up out of nowhere and battered your aeroplane. You were losing altitude so fast you had no choice but to take your parachute and ditch the plane in the drink. You're extremely lucky to have spotted the small island, a tall chunk of rock in the middle of the ocean. It saved you from certain death, but you can't stay on this island forever. You'll have to explore and see what you're working with. You look back down and sigh. Tristam Island by Hugo Labrande. Release 1, serial number 2011-20. So by that you should be able to guess. It's only been out 3 days, but by that you should be able to work out what the serial number is calculated from. I never knew that. I thought it was some random numbers, but yeah. So it's in form 6.34 and it's running on Puniform. Puni-Inform version 1.7. So you're on the Immaculate Beach. This is the south side of the island you are now stuck on. The immensity of the Atlantic Ocean makes you feel minuscule, a needle in a haystack with no chance of being rescued. Let me just come out of that. Put the light on. Right, a needle in a haystack with no chance of being rescued. A steep hill covered by dense forest stands to the north. Climbing it would likely take hours, and you don't really know what you could find there, so you might as well explore your new home. The beach extends to the northeast, where you can see a large boulder, and to the west. So, what are we going to do? First of all, I'm just going to check that everything's running alright. Yeah, that looks good. Hopefully that will be good, that'll be good. Right, so normal text adventure input. We'll just do score. Scored 0 out of a possible 150 in 0 turns. This is giving you a rank of castaway. Help. So there's no built-in help in this game. However, some of the later puzzles can be skipped using an object that you haven't gotten yet. Purchasing the game also allows you to download a hint book. If you're still stuck after that, ask for help online. In at the deep end then, eh? Although I do have the hint book, but I have not looked at it. So, L to look. So in essence we can go northeast and west. By that extrapolation it sounds like the ocean, so it should be to the south. We just go south. I've always got to try this. Can you get in the water? Yes. So you're waist deep in the ocean. You trudge uncomfortably into the cold water and try to look around you. Oh, there's always technical hitches. Good God, it's like, yes, it is. It's not. Oh boy, oh boy. Right, so, well, at least you could hear me, so it's like a podcast. Yeah, no, it was all there ready to bring in. Oh, shall I do that again? I don't know. Have a look. Yeah, thanks, Chris. Okay, I think from what you heard, if anybody listens, then you'll get the gist. I was reading it out anyway, luckily. So let's just get that back. Oh, you gotta laugh or cry or both. So yeah, so I tried south into the ocean. Does put you in the water. The horizon is bare and the island looms behind you. You can see an immaculate beach north of you. There doesn't seem to be anything here in the turbid water. So yeah, what I've just read out previously, we've only done 3 moves anyway, basically gone south. And now you can see it on the screen. Yeah, that's all good, looks good. So I'll go north, go back onto dry land. And then also I'll do inventory, just to see what we're carrying. We're carrying a matchbook, okay. And we can go west and northeast. So I think I'll go northeast. Move the mouse pointer. So at the end of the beach, the beach on the south end of the island stops here. Behind the large boulder, the coast turns into steep rocks that form a small cove to the north. The rest of the beach extends southwest. Okay, so we can probably go east into the ocean. I'll forget that for the moment. So we can go back southwest or north. I just want to examine the rocks. Ooh, exam. Doesn't work. Ooh. Yeah, that's my favourite command. I never type examine and I never type X. So I'm going to have to, my finger muscle memory's got to change now. I'll probably use X. So examine rocks. Examine. Okay, boulder. Rocks are probably in the next location. So if we examine boulder, a large rock formation, worn smooth by the tide but not quite detached from the rest of the island, marks the end of the beach. Behind it, the eastern shore of the island mostly consists of jagged rocks and shallow tidal pools. I'll go north. Don't think there's anything else there. I just want to get a feel for the geography. Cove. This small cove is made of a steep beach, made of wet sand. The waves are a little more turbulent here, and there seems to be a movement deeper in the waters. The part of the island that rises behind you is a steep hill covered in trees, curving up to what seems to be a plateau. This is probably not a good approach for the climb. From here you can follow the coast by walking in shallow waters towards the northwest or the south. So okay, so exits are possibly east to the ocean, northwest and south. But what's got me here is, I don't know if it makes sense. The part of the island that rises behind you is a steep hill covered in trees. Well, I've just come from the north. I've just come from the south, so I'm facing north. So behind me, that rises behind me is a steep hill covered in trees. I think that's wrong. It shouldn't say anything like that. It just should say you see. Yeah, it's where it's direction context, and it doesn't work. But anyway, that aside, so there's a steep hill covered in trees curving up to what seems to be a plateau. This is probably not a good approach for the climb. So I can't go up. Oh, there's a response to that. The cliffs around the island are very tall and you're not a very good climber. Okay. I'll go northwest. So by going northeast, we're at the northeastern tip of the island. Oh, that's quite good. So it could be that there's like, you know, it's 4x3 to cover the whole of this part of the island. You reach what appears to be the end of the beach on this side of the island. The steep terrain to the east is impenetrable, but you might be able to walk in shallow waters and follow the coast towards the southeast, where the island retreats and forms a small cove. You could also follow the beach going west. You might be able to walk in shallow waters and follow the coast towards the southeast. You see, yeah, this is written as if, again, the steep terrain to the east is impenetrable, but you might be able to walk in shallow waters and follow the coast towards the southeast. Well, we know we can walk in the shallow waters because that's where I've just come from. So that's another kind of context. What direction are you coming into the location from? Which doesn't make sense. I get what it's saying, but that should be changed really. Yeah, oh, hi, low spec Linux laptop. Yeah, it's 3 days old. I know, you look at it and you think that's Zork. Yeah, it's 3 days old. Oh, yeah, it's written in Inform 6. So you reach what appears to be end of the island, side of the island. The steep terrain to the east is impenetrable, but you might... So basically the exits are west and southeast. So we've just come from the southeast, so we'll go west. Northern cliffs. A tall cliff made of chalk runs along the northern edge of the island. So we're at the northern edge. Down below where you are standing is a small beach littered with rocks and pebbles. And then you spot an incredible sight. A small fishing boat moored to a long wooden dock. Unbelievable, a trace of human life on this island. And then you spot something else. A rickety looking platform is resting on the beach, right against the side of the cliff. It looks like it rises all the way up to the top of the cliff with a rope and pulley mechanism. The beach continues southwest and east. There's a few things we can look at here. And it shows there's human life on the island as well. So I'm going to examine the boat. A small fishing boat is moored here. Unfortunately, there is a crack in the hull that lets water come into the boat, making it unusable. A wide compartment made of wool is at the stern of the boat. The compartment is closed. Okay, so I'm going to open compartment. You run your fingers around the compartment and manage to find a way to pop it open. Brilliant. Inside you find a fishing rod, a fishing net and a fishing knife. So can we get all? Take all. Okay, so that's not an option. So if we do get the rod, I'm going to get the knife. Oh, and it's running on an Amiga as well, low spec, just for you, so you're aware. I did have it on the 64. I've got it on the 64 and the ZX Spectrum, and the presentation, it's not as easy on your eyes as this. Yeah, when you download it for the full version, you get it for every platform you can possibly think of, and there's a Z3 file which you could probably run on your interpreter, I would say. So okay, so get knife. And it said there's a platform as well, so I'll examine the platform. Your eyes follow the very long rope running alongside the cliff. It is tied to a sort of arch, a thick curving metal bar fused to both sides of a rudimentary platform. The platform is currently on the beach. The rope then runs up a pulley mechanism that is installed at the top of the cliff, then back down. That end of the rope lies on the beach. The bucket-like platform looks large enough to carry a fisherman and perhaps a large haul of fish all the way up the cliff. Alright, so it's like a lift. So if I enter platform, Mind in your head. And then I'm guessing if we pull rope or wind rope, pull rope, wind rope, you start pulling on the rope, the platform slowly ascends. It takes a lot of effort to pull your own weight up. Yeah, that's surprising actually. I've tried that and it does. You start pulling on the rope and the platform slowly ascends. It takes a lot of effort to pull your own weight up. Okay, so there's a duplication of text there as well. You start feeling weak after a few feet and you decide to slowly, carefully let the rope go, instead of going for broke and risking plummeting to your death. You should try this again when you feel more rested and have more energy. Eating a good meal would be a good start. Okay, I think we found our first puzzle, because we've got the fishing rod, we've got the fishing knife, and we've got an ocean. So I'm guessing we can probably fish in the ocean, possibly cook up a meal. Okay, so let's just look where we are. So we're at the northern cliffs, on the platform against the cliff. So exit the platform, and we'll keep exploring. We'll remember that the... Actually, no. Did I take the net? Let's get the net. Okay, so we can't carry... We can only carry a certain amount of things. So do I keep the rod? Just want to test something. That fishing net didn't come up as an object when I looked, because it's still in the compartment. So if I drop the rod, yeah, so the rod becomes a visible object when it's taken out of the compartment. But can I get the net? Yeah, so you can get the net even though it's not shown in the description once you've found it. Not sure if that's cohesively correct. So okay, I'm going to drop the net and get the rod. Yeah, that was something I thought about. Is there, you know, do you get tired? Do you ultimately die from hunger or that kind of thing? Is there like a hungerometer? And there isn't. This is one thing that the author took out intentionally, so that, because that's quite what you might call an 80s or 90s mechanism. This, I think, at least I'm guessing, just stops you doing certain things if you're not hungry enough, if you're too hungry or too tired, that kind of thing. So yeah, also there's no mazes, because obviously that's a bit archaic. From some mazes are good, but the author's actually categorically said that he's took them out. So and you can't actually get into a non-completable point, if that makes sense. You can't forget an object that you need further down the road that you can't then go back and get. So there's a bit of thought about that gone into it. So I've got the rod, I've dropped the net, and I'm just continuing to explore the island. So southwest. A small beach runs along the cliff to the northwest of the island. South of you is a narrow strait, and the beach continues to the northeast. So I don't think there's anything else there south. Here the cliffs form an almost circular shape, holding a small pool of water that probably gets replenished with every high tide. It empties via a shallow channel of water that cuts the beach in two and runs off into the sea. Interestingly, looking at the direction the channel goes made you notice some movement further in the water. The channel continues to the north and to the southeast. Yeah, we had that earlier on in one of the other locations where you see something in the water. So I'll go west, I think, is logically in the water. Yeah, you can see that you spot some movement below the surface a few feet away from you. It looks like this is a good area for fishing. Okay, so we know there is fishing on the on the horizon. So we go back east. There was also a pool here, I think. Was there a pool or channel? So there's a pool and you can examine it. I wonder if you can search it. Okay, so search and examine is separate in this adventure. Okay, that's good to know. If we... I don't think there's anything else there. No, carry on going southeast. So we're going round the island. You're at the bottom of tall and almost vertical cliffs, standing on a small flat stretch of sand and rock that you can barely call a beach. East of you is a sandy beach. To the northwest you can see a small strait. I mean, apart from cliffs. Tall white cliffs appear to be made of chalk. You guess they are probably 50 feet tall. At the top of the cliffs you can see branches and leaves. Some trees must be growing there. Okay, so we go east. Sandy beach by the forest. The small beach is angled down with small waves crashing periodically on the shore. You can clearly see the high tide line delineated by small shrubs that grow close to the sand. Behind these to the north is a clearing leading into the forest. The sandy beach extends eastward. To the west, below tall cliffs, it becomes smaller and rockier. So we got east back to where we started, and then we got north. We'll go north, edge of the woods. So this is into the centre of the island, edge of the woods. The woods begin here in this small clearing. Trees dense and bearing flowers of strikingly vibrant colours give you a nice respite from the sun beating down on your head. The floor of the forest is rather dense undergrowth, which you imagine teeming with life. You're pretty sure that you can see something moving under the large mossy rock here. You can go deeper in the forest by going north, or back to the beach by going to the south, or back to the beach by going to the south. Okay, so we've got go north and go south back to the beach. There's flowers here, and there's also that mossy rock. So let's have a look at the flowers. The small flowers that cover the tree display every shade between dark orange and bright yellow. So can we pick flowers? Hi Cat Venture, hope you're alright. Thanks for tuning in. Just been looking around the island and we got to back to where we started, and we've just gone north. So we're just really just getting an idea of where we are at the moment. The flowers on the tree seem to be part of the sturdy trees. So it's saying that we can't pick flowers. So let's the rock as well was the other object. A large lopsided rock with a rather flat top seems to provide darkness and moisture to the bunch of critters underneath it. Let's examine critters. Oh, you can actually get critters. That was muscle memory. That should have been examine critters. So I'm going to have to drop the rod. Get critters. You crouch by the rock and see a few bugs scatter. You manage to grab a wiggly worm between two fingers. Yeah, you can't really carry anything else with your hand. What with your arm extended all the way away from your body. Yuck. That's interesting. So we know we probably need to go fishing because we've got the rod, we've got the ocean, and now we've got the bait. I'm guessing. That's all I guess. Just seems to fit together. So now I don't think I can get that rod. This inventory seems a bit tight. Yeah. Bait for fishing. That's going to be nice and relaxing. We'll do that later. But yeah, like I say, this inventory is really tiny, so I'm going to have to remember where these are dropped. Unless if I drop the knife, get the rod, and then I've got the rod and the bait and the critters. What was it? What was it called? Was it a worm? Put worm on rod. Yes, brilliant. We got our first point. Get in there. So yeah, 1 out of a possible 150. Okay, cool. So now we can pick the rod. We can pick the knife up. Okay, so we'll just go north a bit more. Pretty sure we have to go back south to the coast, but we're deep in the woods. You're unable to get much further here. In front of you, the hills get very steep, covered in grass and mud, and these white stones embedded into it have very sharp edges that look like they could hurt. The forest is dense around you, but you can always go back to the clearing to the south. So the steps. See what we can see with the steps. You contemplate one of the white stones poking out of the mud, and suddenly its shape, an almost perfect pyramid, seems unnatural, almost too sharp, almost carved, like the edge of a carved slab of rock. And looking up, seeing all these edges appear at a regular interval, could these be stairs? My yes, it looks like there is a staircase here, covered by years and years of rain and mud. That's interesting. So we've got a platform we can go up, or we've got a staircase now. So let's just rearrange the drinks, and then if so, can we? Yeah, can we get? Get stones. We cleared off some of the mud near one of the white rocks, revealing that the rock is indeed being carved in straight lines in a rectangular shape. You sigh, contemplating the size of the task at hand. You're much too tired and weak to undertake such a task right now. Oh right, okay. So that's something else, that we're too tired and weak. So we can't use the manual elevator to get up the cliff, and we can't clean these until we get food or something, some sort of food. So I think the focus now is to get the fishing going. Can we climb the rocks? Does it let us do that? Steps, if it is indeed a full staircase going up and down the hill, are covered in several inches of mud. Clean the mud off, yeah. Revealing that the rock is indeed cut. Oh, okay, so that's the same as a, yeah. Get stones, clean mud, okay. So what I'll do is I'll head back south. We're going to working our way through the wood to the sandy beach, back to the coast, and we need to think about fishing. So I think when we went, was it east? So we're going east now, then we go northeast, then it was here at the cove. Yeah, there seems to be movement deeper in the waters. Now the waters are to the east. I just want to check if this is a fishing area as well. Yeah, so it looks like this is a good area for fishing. So there's one on the west coast of the island good for fishing, and then the same description leads us to here as well. So fish. Just want to check, can we examine the water? Okay, so we spot a fin poking out of the water. Now is that a shark? Or is that just like a normal fish? Oh, you need both hands to fish with the fishing rod. Okay. So if we drop the knife... Oh, we can't drop it in the sea. Okay. Let's drop the knife on the coast, on the beach. Go back. Fish. You cast the line towards the fish and wait patiently. However, none of the fish seem to be eager to take your bait. Oh. You wonder if they even notice it. Perhaps you need to add something colourful onto the hook as a lure that would make them notice you. Yeah, you do, don't you? When you go fishing, you get them bright things. Sometimes, don't know what they're called. So, okay, we haven't got anything in there that's bright. The only thing that said colour, I've gone west. Just get the knife. Go south. I'm heading back towards the woods. There were some flowers there that said they were bright, nice bright colours. So I wonder if we're going west, southwest, and then we're going north. Somewhere here there was, yeah, flowers. We'll just go north to the other one. Are there any flowers here? Same area, I think. Same. So can I? I just thought I'd try get flowers. The flowers of the tree seem to be part of the sturdy trees. Pull flowers. Oh, that's an idea. Yeah, pull flowers, nothing happens. Yeah, low spec. Yeah, because it says the matchbook is in pocket. That's a good spot. I didn't get that. Didn't register that. Put knife in pocket. Oh, doesn't understand pocket as a noun. Put knife in pockets. Okay, that's something else that is a bit strange. Because I'm presuming the pockets are actually acting. They're actually acting as a container. I think that's how it works. I would have thought that pockets would have been recognised. So, oh, I cut flowers with knife. Yes, good idea. Amazing having like more than one brain helps immensely. Didn't catch on to that. So cut flowers with a knife. Flowers on the trees seem to be part of the sturdy trees. Okay. Try south, but I mean, it definitely said that they're bright. They're bright colours. Dense and bearing flowers. So, examine flowers. Every shade between dark orange and bright yellow. So yeah, brightly yellow is a bright colour. Cut. Cut. I'll try the same as I did before. Cut flowers with knife. I want to see if there's a difference between flower and flowers. Cut flower with knife. That's climb trees, yes, because no, good idea. At least it's got a response. I suppose you'll eventually learn if you spend years trapped here. Yeah, okay, so we've got bright flowers. Did I pick flowers? Okay, so are there some on the floor then? Leads me to believe if they might have fallen off. Oh, examine undergrowth is a... That's a redescribe. Floor. Examine floor. Okay. What I'll do, I'll try climb trees in the other location. Pick flowers. Pick pluck. God, I hope I'm not playing the verb game. Pluck flowers. So I'm just really looking at any nouns that are in the description. Dense and barren flowers of striking, vibrant colours. Cut flowers. Cut flowers from trees. Oh, it's not a use, is it? No, thank God. Cut. Did we try cut flowers with knife? We did, didn't we? Let's try look under rock. Is that where the critters were? That's where the worms were, yeah. So let's try. I'm just maybe they blew from the woods to the beach. So I'll try examine beach. Shrubs. Examine the line, the high tide line. Oh, okay. Fishing line, fishing rod on fishing line on the rod. No, I'm convinced it's something here. Strikingly vibrant colours. You couldn't get any more obvious. Couldn't examine floor. Can we look up? So, shake trees. cut, get, pick. There's nothing actually specific about the flowers in this location, but there is in here. Floor of the forest, floor, we tried floor. Search floor. Search trees. Search is different to examining, if you didn't hear me say before. God, I'm stumped. Examine woods. To go to and climb up the hill and see the rest of the island. There's also a few trees above the cliffs, but you don't know what's behind them. Actually, can I examine trees? Because it says sturdy trees. Yeah, old and sturdy. Their small flowers display every shade between dark orange and bright yellow. That's it. That's got to be it. That has got to be what we're looking for. Pick. Cut flowers. Okay, I'm going to do it again just for my satisfaction. Cut. Pick. Get. Might we have to do something else before you take the flowers. There's no help. Ah, yeah, get yellow petal. Thanks, low spec. Yeah, think a bit outside the box. Get yellow petal. Get petal. Get pick. Yeah, so what I'll pick. Because it must recognise yellow then, based on yellow petal and petal. So is it a case of pick yellow? Ah, so it's recognising yellow as flower. Pick, yeah. Chop, get, take. Oh, don't tell me it's take. Yeah, I'm hopefully take and get are the same. Fishing knife, fishing rod, and a matchbook are the only objects we found. Just so you know, help doesn't come up with anything helpful. Just says there's no in-game help. Use online, or you also get a hint book, which I have got because I did buy it, you know, buy the download. But do I really want to use it? We're seasoned professionals. Seasoned professionals. Cut tree. Cut tree down. Oh wow. So we've cut the tree. Thanks, Cat Venture. Cut the tree and you get wood for a fire. It could be used to light a fire. Cool, that was out of the blue. Okay, so most of it is damp. You put your knife on top of the rock so you can carry all that wood. Okay, so we've dropped the knife and we've dropped the knife and we've got the wood. So if you remember, we did examine sky as well before, and it said something about, because this is quite damp wood, isn't it? But the forest is rather shady and cool, so if we go out into the sun and examine the sky, which I haven't done, can we dry the wood? Ah, okay, so we drop the firewood. Yeah, set fire to the whole forest, and then it's only one location then. It will just be the burnt out forest. Drop firewall, drop firewood. You put the wood on the beach, trying to space the sticks apart so they dry. There is some sun here, but there would be more on the north side of the island. Okay, I'm not really bothered. I want to get fishing. I want to do some fishing. So that's good. We've got the wood there. Cool, that was out of the blue. So we've got... Oh, I can pick the knife up again. So we can get the... yeah, get the knife. Back to where we were. We've got the wood drying. We can't get the flowers. Chop tree, I'm guessing that's the same. Chop tree. Yeah, okay, so it's not. So it doesn't. I get what you're thinking. Maybe if you chopped the tree, they'd be closer to you or something. Hence climbing the tree. See, I'm going to start going. Have we done cut flowers? Have we done get flowers? It seems to indicate that the flowers somewhere else aren't part of a sturdy tree. Maybe it's somewhere else on the island. That is just so... Where it says, and bearing flowers of strikingly vibrant colours. It's such a... To me, it's a giveaway. Trying to remember the locations. There's nothing that... What would you need? Maybe they need to dry out a bit more. Maybe... I think I tried get climb tree, and it just says something about you will learn while you're trapped here. Yeah. Climb trees. Okay. I can't remember now. Did we examine the firewood? Wooden sticks you picked up in the forest to make a fire look... Oh, look dry, so they are dry now, that's good. But there's no flowers. Maybe it's something else. Maybe I'm just... Maybe that's too much of a red herring. If there's anybody that didn't join at the beginning, this is where we started off the adventure. This is where we landed on the island from a plane crash. Well, here, I mean, sorry. South of the island, basically. And we've gone all the way round. We need to basically, to be able to do a couple of puzzles, we need to get our strength up. And that looks like it's go fishing and cook a fish on a fire and eat it. We got most of the bits. We're just trying to look for something colourful. I can't see anything in this location. If you get any ideas about the flowers, let me know. Because I'm a bit stumped at the moment. So we're going northeast. There's a boulder here which we've looked at. So we can go north past it. Plateau. We'll look at the plateau, the island unit. Tall chunk of rock that seems to form a plateau at the top. Cliffs surround the island except on the south side, which has a more gentle slope and is covered by a dense forest. Maybe there's another location that's in the forest that's got the flowers in that are pickable. Maybe. Let's have a look. So this is the northern tip of the island. Actually, what happens if I just do examine flowers here? Are they all over the place? No, okay. Nothing there. This is where we found the rod and the net. Can I get the net? I can't remember if I've got space in. Yeah, okay, I'll leave that there then. There's nothing else to examine there. Southwest. Southeast is a narrow strait and the beach continues to the northeast. Go south. We're kind of heading back to where we were. I just wondered, maybe the flowers end up on the beach like that. Somewhere. Or maybe it's just a generic response. Go moon. Yeah, not in this one I don't think. Not until later on. That'll be an adventure on. An adventure on adventure. Very surreal. This is less surreal. This is more grounded in reality. Although I can't work out how to pick flowers. Can you push the boulder or roll it? Yeah, try that. So we're back to the fire sticks. Oh, fire sticks, what? Amazon fire sticks. We're back to the firewood. North. Roll. Push or roll boulder. What does it? Oh, it's a rock, isn't it? Push. Rock. That's fixed in place, okay. From Chris, can we collect flowers? Rub sticks together. See, we've got a matchbook of. We do have a matchbook of matches, so I think we're all right with flame, as long as maybe they're all wet, and then we do have to rub sticks together. But we can bear that in mind. What was the other one you said? Collect flowers. So. There's only 2 locations that seem to have these flowers in. Okay, so collect isn't recognised. Hi James, you alright? Not on the camera tonight, eh? So let's have a look. Yeah, I'm really stumped now. There's only so many ways you can pick a flower from a tree. Oh no, we tried that, didn't we? Cut tree, that's what gave us the firewood. Cut branch. Cut. Pick. I mean, I just said pick flowers. Smell flowers, yeah. That's something I wouldn't have thought of. No way! What? Whoa, that's no. That is crazy. That is what? How does that work? How can we try cut flowers, get flowers, take flowers, pick flowers, chop flowers, and it ends up being smell flowers? Crikey, that's crazy. That's esoterical, if that's the right word. Brilliant. No, that's really good. Yeah, that's. Oof. Crikey, that's a big oversight on the author, I think. I mean, no, it is an oversight. I can't be nice on that. Unless I'm missing something and the smell flowers was indicated somewhere. Yeah, I was going to say that was straight for the kill. So we've got, crikey. So we've still, what are we carrying? Oh, that's interesting. Is that a bug? Oh, or is it? Why can't we see the flowers after smelling the flowers? And it's saying we. Oh, it's bugged. You cut a few flowers off the trees and smell them. Their smell is fresh but faint. In my pocket, I haven't got any flowers, and they don't exist as an object. Wow. Okay. I think that's broke the game, hasn't it? Yeah, I might have to get back to the author about that, unless I've missed something or triggered something, or this is definitely the most recent version as well. I might have to think on those verbs as well, the pick and the cut. I mean, I'm not missing anything. If you smell flowers, you cut a few flowers off, so you've cut them off. They don't appear in the inventory, they're not in the location, so that text is strictly not true, and we can't cut flowers, which I think sounds about right. Okay. Cut undergrowth. It's got to be some. Yeah, it's got to be something like that. Cut undergrowth. Cut weeds. But this is the point of an adventure where especially a modern one, where you kind of grind to a halt. You know, you're halted. You don't. It's leading us on. You know, it's giving us a narrative, but we've got to a point where, yeah, based on we're needing something bright to do the fishing. We've got a fishing rod. We've got the bait, but we need something bright on, you know, on the line. That's the only bright thing we can find. Strikingly vibrant colours of the flowers, but we can't cut them, we can't chop them, we can't get them, we can't pick them. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna, unless anyone's got any brainstorms, I think I'm just gonna, I'll end it there and I'll have a quick play around with it. And I might even look at the clues, to be honest. or do what I'll do is I'll restart the game and do what we've done and see if I find that, see if we get to this point again. Yeah, the developer said he will, but again, it's always the same with a brand new game release, especially I guess something that that is this complicated. You are going to get problems, you're going to get issues. You can't get a game 100% all the time, so that is to me that's a big one, unless we've done logic in a way that wasn't expected, which has kind of bombed out the cut flowers. Then I don't know. Oh, cheers. Yeah, thanks, James. Yeah, it was a couple of days ago. I kind of got lost in all the live streaming and the testing we've been doing, and the playing adventure text games to do anything to acknowledge that. But I'll put something up. But yeah, I mean, it so far this adventure is pretty good. There's not really anything we've typed in that has got a non-response back. I think the thing is some of the text doesn't make sense, and that with the flowers, I think there's a problem there. So I'll have a quick play. I'll play it from scratch, and then I'll see if I can continue it or speak to the developer. I'm sure he'll look at it. He'll know. He'll probably go, bang, yes, I know what that problem is. But yeah, no, really enjoyable. And thanks for chipping in as well. You know, it's always cool to get ideas that wouldn't necessarily think of. Yeah, so cool. Well, I'll do it in the next couple of days. Do another live stream. Carry this game on definitely. Part 2. Because I'm dying to know what's on top of that cliff. I'm dying to know why. There's two different ways of getting up as well. There's the elevator thing, and then there's the stairway. So do you get to the same place on top, or is there two areas? So yeah, but yeah, thanks for watching. I'll disconnect now. Have a nice evening and see you soon.